welcome to I Got Gameplay episode. I have no idea what episode number this is. I think it's like 111 or something. Burhan is out tonight. I guess he's got some early morning filming to do, so he is not here. It's like 1 in the morning over where he is. But I am hosting this week. I am the Gaming Pegasus 187, and I'm joined by Lawn Boys Post 1975. Dave, how you doing?
Not bad. I'm good, mate. You alright?
I'm good. Minus the fact that it's about 10 degrees outside right now. It's snowing, but whatever. It's Montana. We've also got Sean Michelin here. How you doing tonight, man?
I'm smooth as butter, baby.
All of a sudden you turned into the chef from South Park. Nice.
Yeah.
Hello there, children.
Oh my god.
That was pretty good.
That was. And we've actually got another guy on the night, fellow co-host on the Hey Listen Gaming podcast, Mr. Cole Annoying Navi. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Awesome.
Damn it, everyone has a sexier voice than me tonight. I'm pissed off.
Yeah, but I had a little bit of voice training, and plus I've been smoking a little.
Weed.
There we go. That
There
works.
you go. There you go, people. Who said it was a bad thing? It improves your vocal tone.
Makes everything so much sexier.
Oh, you could do Volkswagen car commercials now.
Yeah.
There.
Anyway, pretty much just winging it tonight. I don't think we even decided on a topic, but screw it, let's just get into gaming news. I don't know if you guys have anything, but the only one I can really have off the top of my head is the next WWE 2K15 DLC pack does come out on Tuesday.
Ooh.
And this time it's actually in the Season Pass. For once. It is the One More Match featuring Randy Orton Showcase Story Mode.
Does that mean they actually listened to the fans for once by putting in the season pass? Because I know that before that pissed everyone off, didn't it?
Well, this is the Showcase Season Pass. That was which is $25, and it just includes all the Showcase Mode DLC. So, like the WCW pack, the New Moves pack, and what's getting released later, the NXT pack, you still have to buy those separately.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the first one that is getting released in that Season Pass. It's funny because EA UFC have released a bunch of DLC since it launched, and it's all been free. The most recent one included Brock Lesnar.
Sexy.
Yeah. So that's...
No, not Brock Lesnar himself being sexy, but sexy that he's a playable character. Sorry.
Oh yeah. The Conquerors arrived back in the damn UFC game. And it was funny because I decided to play him right... I had just gotten home from work and I was messing around with him, and I played him against Frank Mir. I literally go full 3... I set up for 3 rounds, full 3 rounds, knocked Frank Mir out in the last 10 seconds and got that achievement, so...
Sweet.
Just fun.
Is it just me, or do you feel like, even though in the big picture things, and I guess people's parents and that look at the generation of kids and think, when I was your age, I was fighting in wars and shit, but I get an achievement, and I'm like, I did something today. I did something good.
Yeah. Pretty much. At least the game... I enjoy the games for what they are. I mean, I'm a big UFC fan, big WWE fan. I mean, I got Killer Instinct on Xbox One. That, in fact,
That's supposed to be absolutely amazing, isn't it? I know that's because I don't have an Xbox One, but all my mates do just absolutely that's it. I feel left out in the pub when they're talking about it, and I'm like, I got a Wii U, and they just look at me and just go, but you don't have Killer Instinct. Leave this conversation.
Yeah, one of the few Xbox One exclusives. And the new character is getting ready to drop Omen, which is like this. It's funny because I just have I got the physical copy, so it's all the Season 1 characters. So like Orchid, Fulgor, Saberwolf, those guys. But as they release new characters, and I mean I haven't gotten the Season 2 deal yet.
Oh, you know why it's called Saberwolf, don't you? This is a boring, nerdy little thing. Because Rare, even though they're owned by Microsoft, were a company back in the day called Ultimate Play the Game.
Right.
And Ultimate Play the Game made a series of games called the Saberman games. And there was Underworld, Nightlaw, Alienate, and Saberwolf. And so that's I like that. That's a little nod back to 1980s Britishness.
Nice. But it's funny because you can go through the. They just updated the story mode. Okay, what the hell happened? Oh, how are you doing? Okay, let's do what the hell is this doing?
It's fighting you. It's gone Skynet.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't drop. But it's like you can go through the story mode. You can still fight against the season 2 characters. You just can't play as them. But they updated
That's
the
a bit
story.
odd.
Yeah, so it's kind of fun. So I could end up going through and end up playing against like Riptor. So, unfortunately, because I bought this used, I didn't get TJ combo. That code was not in there, so whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna end up getting the season 2 because I'm gonna want the extra characters. But with the story mode, is there's 3 different endings you can get, and they vary on what. There's different challenges. So there's the one for just completing the story mode. I think Fulgore has one where it's you get a perfect victory through the story mode, and then there's another one in there. So there's like 3 different endings you can get. So it ends up adding up in the replay value, so you can get there's certain challenges. So there's like one you have to ultra combo Orchid, and I like Fulgore. I think a cool character, not a little too run of the mill, honestly. He's doesn't excel at anything. He's not like a tank like Chief Thunder.
Well, that's one thing. I'm basing my experience on the N64 version and the SNES version. But one thing I did like, even though it's outside my comfort zone in fighters, because I'm basically born and bred Street Fighter. Just think every special move should be performed that way and every combo should be delivered that way. But one thing I always thought was quite good about Killer Instinct was all the fighters, as long as you know what you're doing, are actually pretty balanced.
Yep.
That you can't. If someone says, "Oh, you've just taken him and that's a cheap move," it's like, well, no, you just don't know the controls for your bloke, because
yeah,
as long as you know what you're doing, they're all pretty much on paper as good as each other.
Yeah, and it comes down to the skill of the user and how they use that character. Like, you're not going to be jumping around and hitting dive kicks on people with Fulgore, unlike you would with Black Orchid.
Mm.
I mean, this was a launch title, and this was originally just download only.
Was it? What, really?
Yeah, it was a free download when the Xbox One launched, and then you could pay to get the extra characters. So you can get them all bundled together, and get them as they get released, or just buy which ones you want. So
nice. I have to ask you, because my mates don't use it for this, but do you use it in that weird integrated way with your TV? Which is, Xbox pause. I want to watch Channel 4.
No, I don't have cable, so I don't even
does it only work with like cable? If it was in this country, can I not plug my because our free-to-air service is called Freeview. Can I not plug Freeview in and just go Xbox pause? I want to watch Dave channel, not me. Although I could watch me all day long. But it's funny because I took the piss out of it when they first announced it and said that was such a stupid idea.
Oh
but
my
the
God,
more I think about it, my brain is kind of like, it has its use.
Yeah, like TV, sports, TV, sports, internet, sports. Like, oh my God.
Oh yeah, the keynote.
You're Sean. What were you saying?
Yeah, the keynote too. Like they were just pushing all that around when I was watching it live there when they dropped. They showed off the Xbox One first time.
With the room full of Microsoft executives pretending to be public.
Oh Jesus, I know.
Yeah. That was hilarious.
That was such a corporate HJ. It wasn't funny.
Oh my God. Oh, it was like, and then it's just like TV, sports. Like, I know they were trying to make it into an all-in-one, entertainment system, which, I mean, I'm not going to use. I'm not going to have the resource of cable. there's only a few shows I would want to watch on cable, and that's limited to South Park, Tosh.0, and Monday Night Raw, and then maybe Friday Night SmackDown. Yeah, that's it.
And a lot of that is actually available streaming now, depending on your locality.
Yeah. I mean,
well, what's it? HBO is going to release in Canada now. HBO.com is going to be available for Canada, so you can get the entire HBO library streaming.
HBO Go, yeah.
Sexy.
Yeah, and
HBO, you made the rest of TV companies have to keep up with you. You made TV good.
Yeah.
Well, it is, and I mean, like, there's other services, a lot of the networks here in Canada, like Global and CTV, and that stream their content. In Canada, Comedy Network is the ones that stream the entire library of South Park. It says southpark.com.
But you guys can't get BBC iPlayer, can you? I mean, it pisses me off that you have to have a TV license for BBC, but BBC iPlayer is absolutely fun. Now they extended it as well. It used to be the show was only available for 7 days, and now it's available for a month.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is with South Park is that, like, if you go to southpark.com, there are only 3 episodes you can't watch on there. And that's the 200th episode, 2-parter, and Super Best Friends from Season 5.
Is there a reason you can't watch
Muhammad.
Oh,
depicting the Prophet Muhammad.
Yeah, you'll have to find it through different means.
DVD.
I've got it on a box set. Yeah, because I remember at the time, I know this isn't gaming related, but I just got to bring this up. I remember at the time, everyone was going batshit crazy. Was it 2 days before the Day After Tomorrow episode? Where they take the piss out of saying, like, we can't show him, we show it, his image, it's gonna cause the world to end, and religious groups are saying this is terrible, and I was the only bloke in the room who put his hand up and said, I got a question. Does anyone remember the episode he was already been in that no one gave a shit about?
Really?
But now apparently they do.
Yeah, I mean, that was Season 5, and that was while Kenny was getting killed every episode. That was probably one of the best running jokes. Kenny gets killed in so many unique ways. Speaking of early South Park, this is just a side note. I think about it, first season, the one where Garrison wants to kill Kathy Lee Gifford.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I need to go back and watch that one, because after that abomination of a segment on Monday Night Raw back in October, that sounds pretty good right about now.
He called it in advance.
Mm-hmm.
Early, quick, just say, I know it's not a South Park themed cast, but I've got to say, of my favourite early episodes, one of them would be, because it's about any show or series, we did, sometimes you can't go, like The Simpsons, I can't go back and watch really early Simpsons anymore, but South Park I can, and one of my favourite early episodes is, do you remember the Brown Note?
Oh, yeah. They also did an episode on
note?
that on...
Yeah, you make everyone shit their pants.
The Brown Note one. Oh, yeah. Isn't that the same one the B story was Garrison was trying to get his father to molest him?
Yeah.
And they got, what's his name do it instead? Kenny G?
Kenny G, yeah.
Yeah, fucking, oh my god. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, well, here we go. Apart from the Stick of Truth, here's a nice segue from South Park into gaming, which is, apart from Stick of Truth, why have they never managed to be able to make a good South Park game? Because you would think it's just got good game written all over it. That's why Stick of Truth works.
Teneman's Revenge was really good. And that was an Xbox Live download. That was a side-scrolling platform where you got to switch between the 4 main characters and each other a different ability to get through the level, and just great. I had that on my Summer Backlog Challenge a couple years ago. Was that 2012? No, that was 2013. That was the year my bunch of weddings. Yeah, it was 2013.
Because that's when I had it on the PC back in the day, because my brother had an N64 and I was a PC gamer then. But that's what made me laugh about when they released the one on the N64, which is, South Park's popular, people, so are first-person shooters. Why don't we make South Park a first-person shooter? Are you fucking stupid?
There's...
and
then they made, like, Chef's Love Shack.
Oh, God, that was a travesty.
Mm.
It took me 8 cans of beer that night to forget that game existed.
Wow.
I brought that back to the video store 3 hours after I rented it.
Is that bad?
I remember loving that game, though. Like, we would switch between GoldenEye and South Park. I had no idea what it was, because I was, like, 7, 8 years old, but still.
Well, shovelware. Is pretty much it was just let's take
I did
license
yeah. I guess that's
game
the
and-
precursor to the Wii shovelware. They did it on the N64.
Yeah, but hey, I keep seeing in GameStop the collector's edition for Stick of Truth. I have not had the. I need to. I have not had the fucking money. Once I have the money, I'm picking that up. I want that.
Plus, yours is uncensored. The UK one's censored.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the UK got literally ass raped on that one.
It's still a great game, but when you play it, you still know what you're missing, and it kind of leaves a little bit of
Randy getting an abortion and him getting anally probed.
Yeah. The greatest bit, when you know that game is just an ode to love, well, you can tell that it's those guys who made it, an ode to a love to the TV series and just fan service to everyone. It's just right at the start on the title screen. Because you have selected Jew class. We cannot be friends.
Oh my! I know, like that game. Oh man, I got some point.
Or like if your character's black, I was like, oh, black thief. Big surprise there.
Well, there's a scene like early in the game where you're going through Butters and you start going through Cartman's mom's room. This is where the magic happens. She makes hand magic and butt magic. It's hilarious.
This is my shout out to people out there in IGG land. If you've not played Stick of Truth, and currently right now, if you buy it in Tesco's in this country, you can pick it up for 22 quid. It's an absolutely, even though ours is censored, a phenomenally good game. If you like South Park, you can do what I do, which is it's almost difficult to play because you can't concentrate because you're laughing so hard at all the in jokes.
Yeah, you have to know like. And on its own, it's a pretty good game. It's definitely a love letter to South Park fans. But
it's also pretty. And I'm not a massive RPG guy, but it's if you removed all the humor and just looked at it from a mechanic perspective, it's a pretty solid RPG. Adventure RPG, not full on RPG, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, like I don't play a whole lot of RPGs either. I mean, I'm playing through Final Fantasy X right now on the Vita. And
I got a shirt for my birthday, by the way, because obviously I'm 39 and I feel old now. But my shirt I got bought for my birthday is I don't get old, I just level up.
I just level up. Yeah.
That's why you see Sean Connery for the last 20 years look identical. He reached max level.
Mm-hmm. Sean Connery really is immortal. Yeah.
They altered the details in Highlander. He was actually the one.
Yeah, he was actually playing himself. You, sir, have the manners of a goat, and you smell like a dung heap. Now get out.
Yeah, but at some point I'm going to get the Skyrim, the Game of the Year edition that has all the DLC, because I still need to go through.
I got that on PC.
Yeah, I don't...
Legendary Edition is what it's called.
Legendary, yeah, I pretty much consider it. It's basically a Game of the Year edition, but yeah, I can get that for like $30, which is good, because I need to... that's one thing I need to do.
What's the average price for a launch game, right? For a game on launch, what do you guys pay in America and Canada?
60. I paid $60.
$50.
Yeah, it's almost on parity, like $5-10 difference depending.
We're
So
seeing a lot more.
and I mean, obviously I don't own them, but when you look at PlayStation 4 and Xbox One games in this country, you could argue that they released them for £55. We're getting shafted.
Mm-hmm.
Australians pay even more.
Oh yeah, I was gonna get into the whole Australia thing because.
Did you hear the thing? Yeah, I was just going to say. Yeah.
Oh my god! They not only do they have a hard on.
Kickstarter.
Not only do they have a hard on for banning games, I mean Jack Thompson hasn't moved there yet. He'd love it.
They're more censored than Germany, and Germany has the most censored gaming industry in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Probably their fault for trying to take over the world twice. Sorry, Germany.
Speaking of Nazis, I keep seeing Wolfenstein the New
That's
Order.
a brilliant segue, by the way. Speaking of Nazis.
Wolfenstein the New Order on Xbox One, that's one I want to pick up.
That looks really good. It's cheap now.
60. It's fantastic. Do you want to know why it's amazing? Because it actually goes, this game is about campaign more than anything else.
Yep.
And that's so refreshing these days.
Yeah,
is there any actual multiplayer in it, or is it just the campaign?
If there is, no, I've never even bothered to try. I've just been so happy with the campaign. I do know on the 360 though, because it's such a big game, it comes on 4 discs.
Jesus Christ, 4?
Yeah, I know. It was so heavy. It was like when I bought it, I felt like I was holding a copy of the Bible.
Wow. Oh man, that was
That would be one of my. I mean, I don't know what it's like on the Xbox One, but on the 360, it clearly, at least to me, because I loved it so much, didn't feel like an afterthought. That would have been one of my gaming recommendations of last year for sure. And as you said, mate, it's really, really cheap now. So I don't know how well it did. I'm assuming it didn't do that well because you can buy it in Asda for £15, brand new.
Yeah, look it up.
He's got some amazingly sexy guns in too.
Yeah, to have a shooter that is not multiplayer focused like Call of Duty is refreshing. Because basically, in like Call of Duty, the campaign is a 5-hour.
Yeah. I'm here just so I can say if you want to and you don't have internet, here's a game for you. But we all know that's the elephant in the room, and the real reason we're here is for multiplayer. And I never played it for multiplayer. I mean, I have played multiplayer, but I never got like some of my mates and my brother. I remember once when we were all in the same house, my twin brother and my older brother, who had PlayStation 3s, and I was an Xbox 360 person because, you know, I keep the peace real, people. I just remember hearing someone, you know, saying something, and it sounded really familiar. Then walking by my other brother's room and hearing someone saying something that sounded really familiar. And then I just went, "Are you actually playing multiplayer online in the same house and talking to each other on the internet? That's really fucking sad."
Damn. Well, yeah, you don't want to do split screen with these types of games. But...
That's why I like it on the Wii U, though, Ghosts. And Black Ops 2, that you can do the split screen with one you just looks at the TV with your Pro Plus pad, and one and you just looks at the Wii U pad. That works really well.
That's nice.
All right, I looked it up. Wolfenstein sold 2.72 million. So, and that's not including like downloadable titles or the copies. So it's probably a little bit more than 3 million.
What is it? What is considered the sales point you need to, based on production value? What's considered the sales point you need to tip in games to be a success?
So, I figure
on the
that
Wii U, it's got to be 1 million copies before it's considered a financial success.
Yeah, I have no idea.
But anyway, people, it's a great game. Go and check it out. In fact, you can buy mine off me. I've get the instant repeated. Actually, no, you can't because you're all in North America, so it won't work because your systems don't run on coal and donkey piss.
Well, then I think our stuff's reasonable.
Plus, you know, well, that's the one good thing about HD TVs, which is finally in this country we get 60 hertz. Because we got shafted on consoles back in the day, and people always wonder why I imported my consoles from Japan. And they're like, "Why do you always import your consoles from Japan?" Because 50 hertz is like playing a 60 hertz game while you're squinting, and everything's ever so slightly like I've had too many beers.
Wow.
Slow.
I mean, the only other news I can think of gaming-wise is the fact the new 3DS XL is coming out on the 13th, I believe.
That's the advert I saw on TV. Yes, it does look sexy. I mean, I don't really want to upgrade for mine because, well, I got mine for free. But it does look nice, and there is something about it. See, people slag Nintendo off and say how many times can they make the same console, but when they I pissed and moaned and laughed at the 2DS, but they're probably they're like Apple out there. They're probably one of the few companies that can actually just basically hit the floor running and say, "We got an idea. You can laugh at it, but trust us, it works."
Yeah. I mean, I had the 3DS. I didn't jump on the XL. Didn't want to deal with it. Wasn't enough of a functional hardware upgrade. 2DS, you're taking out the free. Screw you. But now
2DS,
with this,
to me though, why I think it worked was it was clearly aimed at really, really, really young people, really young children, and it was like if Nintendo made something in collaboration with Fisher Price.
Mm-hmm. See, that's definitely why. But I'm not one of those guys that I gotta get every iteration of every console. You're not gonna see me doing that. I mean, it was like when the Game Boy Advance went to the Game Boy Advance SP. That was enough of a functional hardware upgrade to get me.
It's still the same system, but at the same time, it's improved greatly.
Yep.
Oh, I like the SP. The one I never got the leap from was I didn't see the point of the Nano.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that little the Game Boy Advance little tiny little thing, the little
Yeah.
pack
And
of gum.
I remember my
My
mate,
cousin
and
has
it was
it.
the first time you could swap faceplates. But I remember my mate at work said, "Hey, I built my own faceplate up with it," and I said, "It looks like gaffer tape." Oh, it is gaffer tape or duct tape.
Yeah, for Dave.
Like, yeah, that's not a faceplate. You've just taken a faceplate and covered it in fucking tape. Why would you think that's attractive?
I mean, like, whoops, with the Vita. I mean, I'm not going to upgrade.
I want a
this
Vita
one.
TV.
See, Vita TV might be something I'm thinking about.
Something
Later on.
I'm confused about that. Explain that to me.
Okay, is a Vita without being so much? It's like take all the guts, all the gubbins inside of a Vita, but get rid of the screen. Touch control will be done through a thumbstick, or if you have a PS4 controller, you can do that through that way. Now that's getting unlocked here and there and that, but it's the size of a deck of cards, has HDMI. As Johnny Millennium showed off he was able to take his memory stick or card or whatever the hell it is out of his Vita and plug it into the Vita TV. Boom, just works. Although
That's
any of the
nice.
games that are touch dependent, that are like the back touch or whatever, they're not really apparently going to work. But it's still, and plus you can use
How much
PlayStation
is
now,
it?
Netflix, and all that. Here in Canada, well, do the math. I'd say you pay like 75 quid.
That's not too bad, actually. I'm sold.
Yeah, it's $100 here in Canada. I'm trying to remember if that's with it. You can get one version has the controller and all, and one's just a bare bones, just the TV because it's just a six-axis controller.
Right.
Yeah.
But like the Vita Slim or whatever the hell it's called, they downgraded the screen. It doesn't have that nice, is it OLED? I think.
Yeah.
It doesn't have that in there. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to update for this Vita because I just bought this last year. Oddly enough, for on tax time, I got my tax return. Like, fuck it, I'm buying a Vita.
Well, because of the Vita TV, I'm thankful I held off, and that's the same thing now with the new 3DS. I'm glad I held off on that, so I'm gonna get a new 3DS hopefully by summer.
Yep.
And
I'm shooting for possibly February, maybe closer to my birthday around March. Because I need the money, and I'm kind of strapped for cash right now. So it's one of those things, and I mean, I want to be able to, who knows what games are going to get released later on that are going to require this thing, so I'm going to have to upgrade eventually. I just figure, it is tax time. I might just upgrade as soon as I can.
I got to say this because we talked about it with Xander on Burn and the Boy last week, which is I don't understand North America and your taxes. Because unless you're self-employed in this country, it's all done for you by the government.
Mm.
Don't get me wrong, a tax return would be nice, but at the same time, I'm kind of happy that I don't have to file my taxes.
I'll put it to you this way there, my buddy. They do so many government cuts to make you do yourself or leave it to somebody else. CBC's national news channel there, the 24-hour news channel, now has the Weather Network doing their network. Doing their weather for the whole network. The only thing that they don't do the weather for now, local. They cut back amazingly because, for those who don't know, here in Canada, the CBC is a crown corporation. It's government owned and operated and funded.
Yeah,
so it's like the BBC, but you don't need a license.
BBC, yeah.
Yeah, it's not like the
That
BBC.
really pisses me off. We won't start about Dave talking about the BBC license because it really fucking itches my roids.
Yeah. Yeah, do you need a license for Channel 4?
No, but you need a license. Well, no, you do technically. This is what
For the
annoys me when they
television.
advertise. Yeah, when they advertise Freeview and say Freeview, it's like satellite, but without any, prescription. Subscription. I sound like a pregnant mother there. I'm like, no, that's not entirely true, is it? Because even though we have to pay for the BBC, we're not allowed any other TV unless we pay for the BBC. So it is subscription.
Yeah. So
Hey,
The only thing I will say I do like about it, though, and it is, again, this is nothing to do with gaming, but it's great. You don't understand how good a channel is, or well, there's 4 BBC channels. You don't understand how good they are when there are no commercials on them whatsoever.
Mm.
It's just show, then a break saying, here comes the next show, then next show, then a break where someone says, coming next, Red Dwarf, and then the next show. And so when you have to go to, like, you know, commercial-based TV, that's the one time you do think, well, I think it's a little pricey, 125 quid a year, but no commercials is wonderful.
That is true, but out here you can get people who have televisions in the headrests of their vehicles for the kids in the back to watch. And, you know, you can have one in your boat, in your caravan,
In your boot?
like.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, in your boot. But in like cabins, you take your old shitbox TV that you've upgraded from and take that to your family cabin out in the country, and you probably get. Well, you used to. Now that they cut out the analog, now the free to air digital over here, which is like network television, local network television. The part of the country I'm in, Newfoundland, the only digital TV free to air is in St. John's, the capital. Everywhere else has been cut out. You have to have satellite or cable or fiber television.
And that's a basic abuse of human rights, I feel.
Fiber TV's good though. Beats the piss out of cable.
But with satellite, well, actually we have COF, hooky internet box. I mean, allegedly hooky internet box.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah. So yeah, good. Thank you, Nick.
Brought to you by British Telecom.
And yeah, very well. It basically means our internet. Our TV comes through our internet, which is why watching football is so fucking frustrating, because you hear the wind pick up outside and you just go, count to 10, 1, 2, 3. Oh, and it paused.
You're gonna hate me. We're getting 80 megabits to the door, down 50 up.
Oh shit.
Getting that in a month. My roommate's take is getting is putting in 30-day notice for the DSL, which sucks, which is why I haven't hosted an episode of this yet. And I'm getting fiber, just straight fiber internet. You can get 3 tiers: fiber and telephone, or fiber and television, or all 3, or standalone fiber app only, which is what I'm getting, which is the same as all the tiers for speed.
I love you.
Down speed. Yeah, so it's 80 megabits. Well, in Canada, you can. It's been legal. Gay marriage has been legal for 10 years.
I only love you for your internet.
Yeah.
Just clarify that. Separate.
But you know how much that costs?
Oh, it's gonna make me annoyed.
With conversion, 50 quid a month.
I pay 30 quid a month, right? And they're upping it. They sent me in it. I was so angry when I got this letter, and they're upping it at £5 a month. And I'm like, why are you raising it, British Telecom? You haven't fucking worked properly in 2 fucking months.
Well, Newfoundland is about the size of, well, pretty much, you know, you got Wales and you got England and you got Scotland.
You don't talk about Wales. They do unspeakable things to sheep.
What about Isle of Wight?
I'd like to go there because it's a tax haven.
It's funny
But,
because
this is what the size of this one I'm in is, and there's 2 main fiber optic lines going across our island, right along the Trans-Canada Highway. They had to put a second line in to make sure they could meet with demand, and that's fed by
At least they did it. In this country, they wouldn't. They just say, "Here's what happens when you call the British Telecom support line." It says, "Our advice to you is cross your fingers and hope."
yeah. I mean, Google Fiber is it's going into a few more places around here. I think it's over in like North Carolinas, and I think like Arizona, like Phoenix, Arizona, Texas, I think, and like Portland, Oregon is getting it. I'm like, fuck.
Do you know, this is just really random, but I got to say it because this is how long they haven't done it. You know, Google Map?
Yeah.
You know, you can look down on your house if you find it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what's really, really annoying is the picture they took of our house, and it's still on there. I'll screen dump it and I'll put it on Facebook for you guys. But what's really annoying is it's the picture of our house when I wrote my car off, and that car is completely trashed and in the front drive.
Oh my!
Thank you, Google. Everyone
Fuck
gets
you.
to look at
That was like 2 or 3 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I remember seeing that.
No, this is the car before that. That wasn't the
Oh,
cow
Jesus.
related. It was the one before that where the taxi driver behind me decided that because I was signalling that didn't count and he was going to ram me. And I got out of the car with a concussion and whiplash and holding my neck, I still managed to say to him, "Are you fucking retarded or something?"
Wow.
I'll find some pictures. Also, if you do Google Street, you can drive by my house. There's whole villages and cities in this country where people have blocked Google Street from having those weird Google cars with the 3D camera on the top on a tripod.
Yeah.
They've actually formed links holding their hands around the city to stop them coming in, saying this is an invasion of our privacy. So if you scoot over these towns on Google Street, it's just black.
Wow.
Plus, they also had to introduce something, didn't they, with Google Street, which is the law. The government made them introduce this, which is anyone caught coming out of a place such as a brothel, a strip club, or a gambling joint, you had to blur their face out.
Wow.
I think we all know our mate's dress sense, don't we? So I'm pretty sure we could look at him and just go, "I see you there, John. Coming out Pinky Susans, you dirty, dirty boy." I would like to suggest, and hopefully people can help me, I would like to suggest a new segment to this stream.
Okay.
My Wii U problems this week.
Oh, let's hear this.
I downloaded Tekken Tag Tournament 2, mainly because it was knocked down to £6.49, which I thought, DLC, but I'll have it for £6.49. Took me 3 times to download it. Not Nintendo's fault. British Telecom, technically not their fault. 3 flakes of snow. But it's... And I don't know if it's because I interrupted the update by standing on my memory card. Possibly my fault. But every time I boot it up now, it starts firing, it goes through all the menus, and then when you get to the actual game, it just goes, "There is a fault with your USB device. Please plug in the mains." And I'm like, but it's a memory stick. Has anyone else got this problem? How the fuck do I plug them? What is wrong with it? I think I'm going to have to buy another memory stick, aren't I, and download it again, which sucks, because that's another 3 hours in my life I'll never get back.
Damn.
And also my other problem this week that we talked about before we went live, which is, how the fuck do you delete demos off your Wii U library?
I think you have to...
There's no obvious delete button.
I think you have to go in and you actually kind of hold like the icon on the menu, and then you should go to a menu and hit delete.
I'm pretty sure you have to go to settings, and then there's like a storage tab.
Yeah, data management or something.
Yeah.
I couldn't see. I'm not a retard. I just honestly I couldn't find it. Do you know what I actually did to get rid of one of them? Well, I only have 3 more times left to play. This really pisses me off. 3 more times left to play this demo, so I just started it and stopped it 3 times. So it deleted itself. That's lazy, although I'm quite proud of that solution. That's a man solution right there.
Nice. Yeah, I don't like Nintendo's demo policy. They only get so many plays before... Oh, go buy the game, motherfucker.
Yeah, whereas sometimes you don't want to, because it's like, do you know what I really miss from back in the day when you used to get official PlayStation magazine, and you would get a disc on the front with like 7 discs, and I remember it gave me one, the disc I loved the most was WWF, the arcade game. You got 1 fight of that, but if you drew it out, you could draw it out. Me and my mates used to play it and then not even just hammer the shit out of each other, because there was no time on it, we'd draw it out. You got 1 level of Doom. And because games were so expensive back in the day, you'd buy this magazine for £5, and that was you sorted for a week. That was as good as having a game. I remember the Discworld demo on the PlayStation on it. If you actually bothered to complete it, was about 50 minutes of game time, which sounds crap, but considering it was on the front of a magazine, that's 1/5 of fucking Call of Duty.
Yeah. Oh, I got a really fun, kind of depressing demo disc story. So, I got the demo disc.
You need the Incredible Hulk music, by the way, when you say this.
Huh? So this is pretty much. So, okay, so basically, me not having internet at the time, there would have been no way to know this until after it happened, obviously. But so I get a demo disc, and it has Beautiful Joe 2 on it. Great. So I go in, and I am playing.
What's the format, by the way? What format?
PS2.
Ah.
So at this point, when this happened, I had a 35-hour save file on Final Fantasy X. So I'm going through and I'm playing the game.
Pay attention, Call of Duty, by the way. Pay attention. 35 hour. Just saying.
Yeah, and then I eventually, go back for like another 80 hours into the game and get everything. Anyway, besides the point. So I'm going through and play the game. Done with it. Enjoyed it. Beautiful Joe, great series. In fact, I need to go through and find those games so I can play them. But
underrated gems.
Oh yeah. So then I go in.
I got it for PSP.
Yeah, I don't remember what I went in and tried to play next, but it didn't have my save file. Really. So I go and I look at my memory card. Nothing is on there. All my fucking memory card data is deleted. On the plus side, it deleted a corrupt data on my Maximo Ghost Glory save file. I ended up returning that game. I liked the game, but it corrupted data on my memory card. I couldn't save it anymore, so I returned it. Got a Virtual Fighter 4. But yeah, 35 hours on Final Fantasy X. Gone.
Oh, I would have, screw writing a strongly worded email all in red and capitals to the company. I would have gone there and gone postal.
Oh, shit. And then come to find out later, they sent out I don't remember if it was a flyer or a letter or whatever it was. But later on we find out that if you play this demo with your memory card in, it will delete your save data.
Nice of them to tell you afterwards.
Yes, after. So, and then, Final Fantasy X, I would eventually go back and complete it, but of course I have after I bought the strategy guide, and went through and got all the ultimate the ultimate weapons. One of those items for I think Wakka's weapon, you have to get it as a prize in Blitzball. And then there's one for Lulu's weapon that you have to dodge 200 lightning bolts in the Thunder Plains. I use an action replay for that. But of course, on the Vita, you can't. So when I'm going through playing that, I'm actually going to have to do that. Dodge 200 lightning bolts in the Thunder Plains. So guess what? I'm doing the Blitzball side questing kind of as I'm going through the game. But there's going to be a point where I'm going to start side questing like a motherfucker. And I'm going to get all the ultimate weapons, all the, the Aeons, all that. Because I'm going to try and platinum trophy this bastard. But yeah, wonderful little demo disc glitch that deletes all your save data. So if you had anything on there that you put 35, 40 hours into like an RPG, well, guess what?
I'm sorry, that's the same as rape. That's disgraceful.
Yeah. And I remember where I was. I was at Mount Gagazet. So I was fairly close, somewhat close to the end of the game.
Oh, that would be even worse.
Yeah. 35 hours. And this is me going through with no fucking strategy guide. Me just completely blindly getting my way through the game. I know. There are a lot of people that don't like Final Fantasy X. Like Spoony One.
I wish I am one.
Oh my god.
By the way, I was once compared to a young British Spoonie, which made me laugh because I'm older than he is, but...
Wow. But yeah, watch his because he did the whole Final Fantasy VIII review, and that went like an hour and a half. He goes like almost 2 hours on Final Fantasy X, and he just rips that game a new one. I mean, I enjoy the game, but yeah, the storyline makes no sense. But I mean, it's Final Fantasy. Of course,
one of the greatest moments in my life was when I walked into a charity shop and they had Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VIII on their shelves for a $5 each and really didn't know what they had.
Oh my god.
I got a video up about it. I think the thumbnail was me holding both games next to my face and smiling. But I just remember thinking, I think I looked up, I'm not even religious, and just went, thank you, God, for this moment. Thank you for these people's ignorance.
I know, it's one of those things where you just don't know what you're going to find, and you're going to find
then
something
you expect when you get to the counter, you just think, this is a dream, I'm going to wake up, aren't I?
Or they're going to say, oh, wait a minute, this thing is worth $30, fuck you.
Hang on while I just check eBay. Don't check eBay. Don't check eBay.
It's like, don't check eBay, like, please don't. You just hope they don't just It was like when the Game Chasers found Surprise Dinosaur Peak for $5.
Oh,
It's like,
that episode gave me wood.
Oh my god.
Do you know what one of my greatest moments as well? Was I got my copy of PS Solar when my midlife crisis started, which was when, you know, we're talking, what, 2011 now, when I started my channel. And I wanted to re-piece together, you know, every game I had as a kid for my Japanese Mega Drive collection. And then I was just, by accident, came across a page, and it just said, by the way, brand new Mega Drive game released by Watermelon, PS Solar. And I went, what? It says, order now, extremely limited, you know, numbers. And I went, alright, whatever, order now, because just like the fact that there's a new Mega Drive game. And I got it, and then it turns out now it's pretty much the most collectible thing on the system.
Huh. Yeah,
I mean, it's actually in the Wii U shop now, by the way, the EU shop.
Yeah, it's on the Xbox, like I've seen on the Xbox.
Yeah, Xbox Live Arcade.
But it's just nice to have a new Mega Drive game. Sometimes I sleep with it, not that way, just next to me on the bed. On the subject of broken saves, and something that, you know, which is a problem with mainstream gaming right now that really pisses me off, but really pisses me off because I do really like this game, but the only way you can beat it on 360 is to sit through it in one entire go, is why have they never patched or fixed the save problem in Battlefield 4?
They have
Anyone familiar with what the save problem is? Oh, every time
no.
you turn it on, there's a new patch. It just doesn't fix the problem, which is you can play as far as you want in that game and you can save it, and then when you turn it on again, no saves.
Wow.
And they've never fucking fixed it, and yet they're still selling the game for like 30 quid. Possibly fix that, because you're selling something that's beyond broken. Because some of that game is really, it's enjoyable, but it's, you know, it's a slog. You enjoy it when you get through these situations and levels, but sometimes you get through a really difficult ball-busting level and you just think, I need a break. I just need a break.
Yeah.
I know, I'll save. It's the natural choice for a new generation to consider, you know, a gaming environment later on.
Battlefield 4 right now on the Xbox Live Arcade is $13.20. Madden 15.
It's annoying because it's an awesome game.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the bit when you have to defend the top story of a building, like Nakatomi, from people coming in on, you know, swing ropes from helicopters and shit, and you put claymore mines around and shit. That's so much fun.
Nice.
And then you go back. It's like that episode of The Simpsons. And I went back. The man from the mall said Mr. T was already gone and he's never coming back. I'll go a little later. I'll go a little later.
I'll tell you the really weird, the really annoying glitch with WWE 2K15. This was just on Xbox One, I guess. That it would delete all your unlocks. If you backed out of the game at like the title menu and you leave it idle, you leave it idle for too long, it will delete all your unlocks.
How is this coding in there, though? This is what makes me laugh. This is what the problem with modern gaming is, where we didn't have this team of people who would pour over a product to make sure it was finite and finished for release. You know, going back, I think the last console that was on was probably the PlayStation 2. You know, like the GameCube era and stuff like that. But now it's just like, yeah, it's almost finished. We haven't actually checked a lot of it, but bollocks.
We'll patch it later, fuck it.
Yeah.
It's
like you buying a car from the showroom and then trying to drive home in the dark, but you can't because, oh, that's right, turns out the headlights are coming later.
Yeah. Assassin's Creed Unity. Loaded with fucking glitches and bugs and bullshit. Like,
that's got more screen tearing than I've ever seen in my life on anything.
Oh my god. Like, at least by the time I get to play that, everything is going to be patched, so it'll be functional and work.
I swear to God, one point when I was playing that, yeah, the top half of my body was clearly 1.5 feet behind the bottom half of my body.
Oh my god. Wow. Assassin's Creed is a series that could definitely use a 2-3 year development cycle. But it's all about the fucking money.
You go, well, it's not even really the developer's fault, is it? They get given this project, they get given this thing that they have to do, and then the blokes in suits, it's almost like WWE, Nick. The blokes in the suits at the top just say, we don't understand anything about production, here you go, You got 6 months. No, that's not how long it takes to write a game.
Yeah, we'll
Tough.
give you,
You got 6
Roman
months.
Reigns in the main event of
Don't they have,
WrestleMania, not
different
Daniel
studios
Bryan.
making games? Isn't each one a different studio? So they technically, it's not just 1 year development. It's 4 years, and they have 4 different studios. It's something weird like that. I'm pretty sure.
So it pretty much comes down to that old little cliche, which is too many cooks spoil the broth.
Too many cooks, so
Because
too many
if you've got that many
cooks.
people, then how much communication can go on,
Really?
coherently between people?
It's and going back to Nintendo, you see that you don't see a Mario game, a side-scrolling Mario, a new Super Mario Bros. Game every year. You don't see a Legend of Zelda game every year, and that's the reason. I mean, they take their time.
Moderation.
And it annoys us at the time, because we're like, I want more. But we'd probably be the first people to piss and moan if they dared release a fucking equivalent of a CDI Zelda game again. Do you know what I mean?
God. Yeah. Of course, that was different circumstances. Philips got the rights to use Nintendo licenses, and Sony, they were working with Sony, and Nintendo was working with Sony on a CD add-on, and then that became the PlayStation. Philips said, well, fuck it, we're going to make our own games, and we got Hotel Mario, which...
We can make better than Nintendo, that company that's been knocking around for, ever, that makes perfectly quality crafted games. Sure, we're just a fledgling company. This is our first video game console, but I'm pretty sure we can beat them. How difficult could it be?
I mean, Hotel Mario, as a game, doesn't look that bad. I mean,
I heard that the Zelda games on the CDI were actually decent. They're not as terrible as what people make them out to be. But I also heard that
I guess because of video game, don't they? But
the cutscenes.
Yeah. Oh, the cutscenes! The cutscenes are fantastic because they're shit.
Wait, I'm gonna go bomb some Dodongos.
But here's my plug for, because it's still running, the Homebrew channel on the original Wii. There's a really good port, and it's written in DOS, and it's basically someone's written their own port of the original Zelda game on Nintendo, but with 16-bit graphics.
Ooh, cool. You have to...
Unfortunately, that suffers from the save problem as well, which is I can't get my games to save on that as well, which is probably a problem in a game like Zelda.
Yeah, you can't save your game in Zelda. You're fine. I mean, I'm glad Nintendo that now we got Majora's Mask 3D coming out, which I'm psyched for. But yeah,
that was the one Zelda game. I mean, I'm not a massive Zelda fan. I do like it, Sorry, Nintendo people, don't hate me, but I do like Zelda. But I never got into Majora's Mask. I just found it complicated.
I have the Virtual Console port on the Wii, and I haven't, touched it in a while. But now, look, Majora's Mask 3D is coming out. I'll get it then and play it. But it's one of those
I haven't touched it in a while, but that's because my mum says if I do, I'll go blind. Sorry.
Well, obviously, Quagmire hasn't had to deal with that. Looks like he still seems fine after 50 years of
Yeah. Christ alive, he's a pilot.
Yeah. Okay,
Giggity.
Yeah. But it's one of those things that, I mean, I never played the original Ocarina of Time. I never had an N64. I had a PlayStation 1.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I had a PS1, so I got to play Spyro the Dragon, Suikoden 1, which I ended up finally beating 11 years later. I would get through most of the game and then just never finish it. So yeah, I ended up getting a GameCube after that was out, so I got to play Mario Sunshine and Wind Waker.
Most underrated and abused system ever. People think the Wii gets abused. The GameCube was such a solid, fantastic system that got so much shit for no reason. And that
look at the games that were on that.
But that's the system, probably, where you could argue, still to this day, has the best launch lineup games ever. I mean, look at Rogue Squadron. Oh.
Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah. And it used to say on the back of the cover, didn't they, for Rogue Squadron? It actually said, and that's what we wanted from a Star Wars game, but it actually said, these are actually screenshots, not cutscenes. And you're just like, oh my god, it looks like Star Wars, but how it is in my head.
I mean, the Metroid Prime trilogy, which I just downloaded on the Wii U.
Do you get the same deal that we get, which is you get it half price?
Yep.
It's $8.99 in this
Get
country.
different games, though, right?
Huh?
Because we had Punch-Out, Metroid, and Galaxy 2, but don't you have guys have Donkey Kong, Country Returns?
Yeah, we got Donkey Kong right now. Well, the first 3 games were Mario Galaxy 2, which is still an absolutely phenomenally good game and still looks wonderful. And I argue with someone at work, and he says it's not truly upscaling it. And I went, I don't care. It's a far better TV lead than you used to get, even when you bought the proper fucking TV lead for the Wii. It looks fucking amazing on the Wii U.
Yep.
And then that's the first 3 games: Metroid Prime Trilogy, Donkey Kong Country Returns, which is quite frankly even harder than Donkey Kong, the new one on the Wii U.
Wow.
And that's it. Donkey Kong, Mario, Metroid Prime. I just hope they do Twilight Princess.
Mm-hmm. That's one. I mean, they need to do. I know Punch-Out is on there on the Wii U Virtual Console.
I didn't realize that the Punch-Out on the Wii, at least in this country, because I still got my original copy, is such a collectible game. It's an amazing game. It's basically a dancing game if you stop to think about what it is. It's a rhythm game, but and if you play it, you don't, because the TV advert was you try and punch and do this and do that. I just found you just play it like a set of drums and flick it, slowly with your wrists.
I always played it as the Wiimote on its side like an NES controller. That's the way to do it. That's how you play Punch-Out. Fuck this motion bullshit. The motion stuff works fine in Metroid Prime.
Oh yeah. Plus, also that coming back to the trilogy, that it's brilliant. Those 3 games for that price, but also the fact that the motion controls in Prime 1 and 2 are better implemented onto a GameCube game as an afterthought than they were in many of the mainstream shovelware fucking Wii titles.
Oh my god, yeah. Well, once the Wii Motion Plus came out, I mean, Skyward Sword. I had to pre-order that game with the the Wii Motion Controller Plus. So I got the really cool, shiny gold Zelda Wiimotes.
Nice.
And it works awesome.
I got my Motion Plus with Sports Resort.
Nice.
And I became completely and utterly, and all my mates after the pub, and probably not the great time to do a test of skill and abilities after you've had a couple of jars, but completely addicted to the archery bit in that game.
Oh, jeez.
Where you used to hold it up. You remember you used to hold up the Wiimote, and then you used to pull the nunchuck back. And I once perfected every single target. And then my mate said to me in the room at the same time, which is, how did you do that? And I said, fuck knows, mate, I'm drunk. But hey, did it. Never forget this moment, people.
Nice.
Never forget this moment. I was obsessed with that. And the sword fighting bit in it was really good in that. And that's when you realise that the Motion Plus was brilliant.
Yep. Before it just seemed like waggle controls with a lot of games. I mean, Mario Galaxy 1, how you point at the star bits or what the hell they're called to collect them. Worked great.
There's weird shit that falls from the sky,
as
I like to call them.
Yeah.
But Mario worked great because it didn't overextend itself in what it was trying to achieve with the controls.
Yeah.
And you know what? People slag it off.
It's supposed to do.
Apart from the sword fighting, Red Steel 1 is a really, really solid first-person shooter that's really fun to play until you get to the sword fights. And then I actually remember waking up the next day after playing and just going, why do I feel like I've worked out? I don't work out, I'm a lazy cunt. Because you accentuate the action and stuff. But no, Red Steel 1, and then Red Steel 2 had better motion controls and improved the sword fighting, but didn't have the same level of in-your-face first-person shooter that the first game did.
Right. So definitely, I mean, the Wii has gems on there, but there was a lot of shovelware, a lot of motion crap, but yeah.
Yeah.
I think they need to really...
Gingerbread Ninja, enough said.
I mean, I gotta play through Wind Waker again as the HD download on the Wii U. because I
I
got
got
that
mine
one.
free with Mario Kart 8.
So then that's how I got it.
Yeah.
Because the 4
Wasn't
games
that the greatest thing in the world ever? Which
Oh.
is just like, so you're giving me Mario Kart 8, which I'm pretty sure is going to be Game of the Year, and
Yep.
then you're saying I can have a full price game for free. Pinch me.
And here's the thing: the games that were on there were New Super Mario Bros. U. I already have that.
But they were good games. It wasn't like they were getting rid of the shit that no one wanted, if you know what I mean.
Right. They had Pikmin 3, which I was not interested in. There was something else, and then there was Zelda Wind Waker. I'm like, I'm doing Zelda. And the functional upgrades, like they added the Swift Sail, they, did some different things that, fixed, and they...
Oh yeah, it's not just a port. They've not just shinied up the graphics. They
fixed
fiddle around.
The stuff that drug out the game. The sailing and the final Triforce quest. So some of the Triforce map, when you would get the map, didn't just lead to another map. It led us right to a piece of the Triforce. So it shortened up that final quest. The game always looked really damn good, even on the GameCube.
The game looked fucking phenomenal on the GameCube.
But man, you gave it that nice, shiny Wii U port. Holy shit, it looked amazing.
I'm still only about halfway through it.
Oh man, it's a long game. I think
So technically, only being halfway through it means I'm doing quite well, considering when the game came out. And I play games all the time, but I don't commit myself to what I like to call life takers.
Right. I mean, that's like a lot of the Mario and the Zelda games that were on the GameCube. They're so mixed, which is what drives me nuts. Like, people don't like Sunshine. People don't like Wind Waker.
I love Sunshine.
Yeah, but there's some people that don't like. I enjoy it. It's the one problem I will say with Sunshine. I mean, the story was a little goofy. I mean, Mama Peach.
Yeah.
That reaches Sonic 06 levels of
absolutely
weirdness.
Incredible. You know when you, for want of a better descriptive term, piss your jet over the pools of oil. But the shiny effect on it, and when you're repairing or colouring it in or whatever, that's still really. It kind of reminds me of Terminator 2. It's really, really impressive still to this day.
Beautiful. I mean, imagine that got an HD port on the Wii U. But
oh please, Nintendo, do this.
But
I don't know why I'm looking up. I'm looking up right now.
Some of the shine, some of the shine sprite missions where you have to go into where you lose your blood pack. Those kind of piss me off.
A fucking chore.
Yeah, because you get used to this. Oh, you can hover, or you can, fly, you can blast people out of air with water. But then, oh look, you don't get your little jetpack through this level. Now you gotta go back to old school platforming, motherfucker.
Plus, I know it's a standard fare of most modern games, but the sort of tutorial section of the start of the game almost put me off it. Where you're chasing that little bloke around.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, this is shit. And then I finally beat it and got into the main game and I just went, this is amazing. You almost cost me there, Nintendo, because your tutorial level was not so much teach me what to do, it was more like making me feel I was actually at fucking school.
So, here's the thing.
Well, there'll be a question then. Forget them re-releasing and polishing up Wii games. Do you think they should extend this eShop thing to HD GameCube games? And if so, what do you think?
Oh man, yeah.
It will never happen. But Metal Gear Solid.
I'm trying to think
Snake.
the Twin Snakes. It's like one of those things where I think I even did make games off the GameCube off the top of my head that would. Wario, the Wario game on there. Wario's World, Wario's Woods. No, I think it is Wario World or whatever the hell it's called. The Wario game.
I think it'll only be Nintendo titles though if they did it, wouldn't it? So yeah, that one counts. So obviously we wouldn't get Twin Snakes, and because what's the Star Wars game on there I absolutely loved? Oh fuck! So it was a sequel to a PC game. Crap. Slightly before Knights of the Old Republic, even though that wasn't on the GameCube. Fuck, what was it? I just remember it was an amazing, amazing Star Wars game, and this is my brain being nerdy, which is I just like the fact they had a lightsaber fight with someone in really close space. It would leave marks on the wall.
Damn. Oh, I mean,
was there a Pilot Wings on the GameCube?
Was there? There might have been.
A Pilot Wings game? No.
Oh, boo.
Yeah.
Should have been. I find the original Pilot Wings, even though when you get to the end levels on the SNES version, it's really, really difficult, but I just find it such a relaxing, tranquil experience.
F-Zero.
They could have on the Wii. They could have made it. They could have made it so you put like your Wii remote on your back, and you just kind of like stick your arms out like you're, and then you just kind of tilt wherever you need to go.
And you got a bonus when you said, "Wendy, I can fly."
Yeah.
You know, they could if they want to do HD GameCube games. What the F-Zero game?
Hell yeah!
Yes.
Add online. Yeah.
That was the first game I bought a pair of video glasses off out of curiosity off eBay, which was it was like have the home experience of a 50-inch TV when you won't own one. And so I wore these video glasses, and you had like a little rubber bit. They weren't virtual reality or anything, but it basically looked like you were looking at a cinema screen. And because you had the black rubber around covering up all the light from the room, I do remember playing. That was the first game I played on it. Was the F-Zero on GameCube. Which wasn't your memory card also compatible with the Sega arcade game? You could actually take it to the arcades and stick it in the front of the machine and play your save, even though it was a different game. But all I remember was I played it on my video glasses, and then I took them off about 15 seconds in because I was fearful that I might have a fit because my brain could not process that much speed flying into my face.
Oh my god. Wow.
Why isn't there a new F-Zero? And didn't like Shigeru Miyamoto just say recently that he doesn't like want to make a new one unless they have a
yeah, he did say that, yeah.
It's like, come on.
It's a license to print money, Nintendo.
Because, okay, the one on the GameCube didn't sell well, but, I mean, come on, it was on the GameCube. Of course it's not going to sell. It had no online, so...
we won't get it now that Disney owns Star Wars and they destroyed Lucas Arts and stuff like that, but I would like another Rogue Squadron.
I wish Factor 5, like, what happened to that company? I mean, Lair came out, and... after that, they just went like bankrupt.
I think it was because basically they made the name on Star Wars, and everyone else, it was just fans, wasn't it? We were too fickle. We just wanted more Star Wars from them. We wouldn't give anything else a chance.
Mm-hmm.
That's still, though, the Rogue Squadron games are still now, if you play them on a GameCube, hold up to modern generation as far as I'm concerned. Plus, obviously, the final one actually has the 3 arcade machines hidden in it.
Oh, I love that. I love those games.
By the way, going back to Sunshine, the tutorial when you meet Blood for the first time, look in the lower left corner, you can see little clips from previous Mario games on it. If you look, like, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I remember that. Yeah. Yeah, Sunshine's also a really good one. I know a lot of people want it to be remade in HD. That would be a really cool title to see.
Yep. And that was another game, you know, it's like Wind Waker. As good as that game looked when it came out in 2002, it looked really damn good in HD.
Exactly.
And that's the thing with, you know, GameCube and, you know, Mario games. A lot of those, like, Mario 64, definitely, like, those graphics don't hold up now. They're only 3D, but by the time, you know, the GameCube and PS2 hit was, you know, especially with something that was kind of cel-shaded, like Wind Waker, you know, Sly Cooper franchise on Sony PlayStation. Those graphics still hold up. So, yeah, so many. I'm trying to think some other GameCube games that would actually do really good as an HD upgrade.
I think that's a good point on it, which is cell shading does hold up really well. Does really make a nice port over to HD. All the shadows and textures, it's something that I think it's because if you cell shade something, then you're kind of slightly fudging the graphic quality of it in the first place, so it doesn't age, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Can you imagine that? And this would definitely sell millions. Imagine if Nintendo did do an HD, obviously they'd have to write it from the floor up again, or the ground up again, did an HD remix, or HD version of Mario 64.
Oh, man.
I think they could all retire off that.
I'm surprised they don't do more of that like kind of thing. I mean, you would think that obviously it would sell well,
right?
But they haven't really explored that, you know.
Well, well, you gotta think how long it would take them to rewrite everything in that game.
I'm sure it could take them less time than making a whole new Mario game.
Yeah, and also if they did it, I absolutely guarantee it would put system sales through the roof.
Hell, Super Mario 64 DS sold like what, 11 million copies? I'm pretty sure that actually did better than the original. So
yeah,
that's like guaranteed money.
That was a good game in its own right. I mean, I know people.
I miss my DS when I upgraded to my 3DS. And I hate golf, but Tiger Woods 2006 on the DS, when you had to use your stylus to swing, I sank such a ridiculous amount of my life into that game.
Wow.
I'd actually show up to work early, so I had a chance to play it.
What game was that?
Tiger Woods 2006. Oh, it was so good. Is it Augusta, the Scottish course? I literally could just flick the screen with my stylus and then hold my hand up and wait for the applause. I was like the cat in Red Dwarf. I should have had a tape recorder of people applauding behind me so I could just put it on after I took my shot. I do remember playing in front of my parents once, and they looked at me and just went, "Dear God, you need to do something with your life." I am, Mum. Dad, I'm being the best golfer in the world.
You know, well,
I used to have Labyrinth, and it was like a... Oh, sorry. I used to have a game called Deep Labyrinth where it was like a first-person game, and it's a dungeon crawler, but it's not like the Atlas ones where you're just kind of stuck in the same position. Like, you could move around freely like you would in Skyrim, and you would like swipe the screen to like swipe your sword, or you would touch like a button screen, hold up your it's your shield. It was so weird, but like I loved it back before like all the iOS games and all the screens. It was so like innovative and different, and looking back, what was I doing? But I kind of miss that era too. We didn't know better.
I miss about that era though. I miss about those games we touched upon before, which is stuff was fully realized and complete, and signed up before it was released.
Yeah. So if your game,
even if it was a bad one, even if you bought a bad Mega Drive or a bad SNES game, it was just a bad game. But it was all in there. There were no glitches. It was just bad.
Tested rather deeply, because once you flashed it on there, it's on there. For them to recall them and then fix them all, the cost was too prohibitive. They had to make sure it was done right the first time.
Yep.
They're lazy now.
Yeah, so, we'll patch it later. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, right. Fucking Assassin's Creed Unity, the fucking floating eyes.
It's a big finger up to us, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Because you're going to buy it anyway.
These days, it's too fucking stupid. Yeah, it is, but I don't know about you guys, but if I'm going to drop 39 quid on something, at least to me in my world, that's still a lot of money.
Yep.
Damn kids. I'm imagining someone like Boss Hogg from Duke's Hazard. Damn kid. Too fucking stupid to know what's going to work. Sorry for the appalling American accent. I'll work on my Jack Gleason for next week.
Nice. Yeah, well, here's an interesting discussion. It's like they just released the Saints Row 4 HD upgrade for Xbox One and PS4.
I really wish they'd lay off this though a little bit.
My god!
Just stop.
Doing the Activision, just hate fucking the shit out of the franchise.
Yeah. By the way, did they ever announce Borderlands 3? I heard that rumor for was it PAX South, or whatever it was. Did that not get announced? Or...
Oh, they did. They said they want to
confirmed
work on it,
for
but they have to
something like
finish
that?
Battlecraft first, or Battleborn, or whatever it's called.
So they are going to do a Borderlands 3. It just didn't get it. It's just down the road. Okay.
Yeah, it will be for a while.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Borderlands 2
I'm fucking
just
hating
came out.
Bethesda.
Well, here we go. Do Borderlands 3 for the new generation of consoles, and don't do this HD remix of the last two, because people want a new fucking game.
Well, here's the thing. I guess the save files for the system, if you have a 360 save file for Borderlands 2, you can transfer it over for the Xbox One.
Really?
Yeah, which is cool, which I like.
Oh, so just like GTA.
Yeah. And then it has all the DLC for Borderlands 2, and then all the stuff so far for the pre-sequel. But I mean, Borderlands 2 just came out in, what was it, 2012?
Yeah. And then, did that come out last year, or was that 2013?
The pre-sequel just came out a couple months ago. It's 2014.
Okay.
Yeah, 2014, yeah.
So,
That's the only one.
you know, they're giving a lot of content.
By the way, Borderlands, the best cover art of any game recently, I would say. Like holding his fingers to his head and then like just drinking shit bleeding out of the other side.
Nice.
Borderlands. And you know, it's all part of the process, which is, a lot of people might say, well, it's just a box art way game. I want everything about it to be nice, shiny, and fantastic.
Mm-hmm. And hey, Borderlands, there's another first-person shooter that isn't
Uncanny and Borderlands.
Multiplayer heavy.
Borderlands, by the way.
I mean, there is multiplayer, but it's co-op. It's not competitive.
So you can.
I don't want to know what the hell he's doing. Stupid.
Well, I actually bought one of the expansions for 99 cents. So, you know, try that. But I forget which one is in my PC.
What's in that snowed?
Yeah, mine just did the same thing. It's starting to, there we go.
But no, yeah, Borderlands, Fallout 3 was absolutely a wonderful game, but if you install the entire pack 60 in one go, the entire game playable. You literally walk off and stop, get moonwalking continuously, because this goes so why did you give me every bloody expansion pack on the disc? And that's what I would say about Borderlands, which is Borderlands is very, very Fallout, not quite as atmospheric. It's not nearly how it's broken. The game is wonderful. We're gonna mix
so much time.
Give you more guns and you can shake us. It's had a random generator thing, didn't it?
Mm.
And I've just taught myself into buying a cheap copy of the original Borderlands.
Yeah.
On my next start.
I mean,
well, there you go. First person shooter. There's a topic. First person shooters.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They're trying to do something different. They put a shooter at something. What was a shooter name that did something different and didn't run with the boring template of being afraid not to sell games such as Call of Duty, and actually tried something intuitive. Although in its defense, latest Call of Duty does try a little bit different.
It goes kind of Halo on us, but honestly, it doesn't detract. It adds a different depth to the multiplayer, especially. I know I have a lot of fun going through and just Exo jumping over a guy, landing behind him, blasting him in the back of the head with a shotgun. So, because I remember hearing about that, and it goes like full. Okay, so I'm trying to be Halo
on the Xbox.
Yeah. Middle on the PS3 and Xbox 360 is definitely the most innovative game of all time. And the most unique first-person shooter ever.
I want a new Quake, but goes back to the original Quake. Where it's all kind of medieval.
Played it.
Quake is one of the greatest PC first-person shooters. It's the reason I bought a Voodoo 3 card.
Remember playing it at the library that I used to volunteer at when it came in on a demo.
Fragtown, of the fan maps, Fragtown was always my favorite.
Yeah, I've never played Quake, and I've never Counter-Strike. I know that's sacrilege, but
neither have I. So
you should now. It's all right. We'll wait.
I haven't played Counter-Strike.
I've never played actually. Where's the Star Wars game?
I see that Fallout versus Skyrim video from Andrew M. Films that came out a few days ago.
wait, what?
No.
Fallout Skyrim?
I shall be on.
Yeah, there's a Fallout versus Skyrim video by Andrew M. Films. He does a lot of versus stuff, like he did that Mario versus Minecraft guy, and this was the Vault Dweller versus Dragonborn. Oh, it was great. They even broke it like the rocket launcher, and kind of little nods, things like both the guys are hurting and almost dead, so they're like just eating all this food to get their HP up. And you even see him use bats. The dragon is going to blow with a fucking sword. Fucking bats comes out and he says, "How am I gonna shit?" It's great. Big torso, 95% 4-shot.
Oh, you lost me. I'm scared.
I know, it's
Yeah.
starting to do that really stupid annoying.
I'm sure it's see, the fact that you're talking to me means I'm currently infecting your computers with donkey piss and cock.
Yeah, I think that's what's going on here. Shit.
Do you think will we get a Fallout on the next
Oh
gen?
yeah, we will.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's been in development since 2011, so it's got to be soon. I mean, 4 years. They finished making Fallout 8, right? And then Skyrim came out 2011. So that took 3 years.
I'm gonna restart the call.
That'll be soon.
Alright, here.
Alrighty.
I've got to say the line from Back to the Future. Sorry. Are we back?
Looks like it.
That big thing.
We're back.
Yeah. It's wonderful.
So that's what everyone looked like in 1955. They were all on fire. Sorry.
Oh, goddamn. Oh,
Marty, we gotta do something about your kids. She marries a black man. Actually, I'm kind of okay with that, Doc. Actually, yeah. Oh, I am too. Okay.
I like that. That Family Guy sketch, that's pretty good.
I don't care what people say. Family Guy, don't go away. I still enjoy you.
Yep.
And people say, oh, it's just a segue of stupid jokes. I'm like, then you had no problem with Monty Python. That's pretty much the same thing. No one said it had to make sense, did they?
Nope.
Anybody see the Tattoo trailer?
No.
It's good. It's good. It's good. There's a whole thing with a sperm bank and everything like that. And,
yes. So funny.
They took the piss out of a Family Guy, and it's got Peter doing the Knight Rider sketch. And they go, I mean, I don't get Family Guy. It's just a bunch of segues. And then Peter goes, this is more funnier than the time I pretended to be Knight Rider. And his teeth go. Off. But that awesome bit where Bart Simpson's Carlton he goes, I cut the head of the statue in my local park. What'd you do here? Oh, I killed a kid called Scott Tenorman and fed him to his parents. Sorry, fed his parents to him. Whoa.
You got this, dude. I'm out of here. Oh my, yeah. That was the first time we really saw how vengeful and just insane Cartman can actually be.
Well, don't they say at the end of the episode of Scott Tenorman, which is, dude, remind me never to piss off Cartman again.
Yeah.
Make you eat your parents. Your tears taste so good.
You know what I've been watching the shit out of on Hulu? Is Brickleberry. That is the show. Yeah, Brickleberry. It's Daniel Tosh plays a bear cub, a little talking bear named Malloy. And basically, I would say put Cartman as a bear, and that's what you get. Like, the show is hilarious. It's full of it's full of dark humor. He would, in that season of his Tosh.0 show, and I actually got to see Daniel Tosh do stand-up in Great Falls a couple of years ago, but he would do previews of the different characters, and the first one is like, you want me, Malloy? It's like, I was raped! It's just like, it's like, just foul, it's like, it's funny. It is hilarious.
Do you remember Imagination Land, though? Did you get that in the States, in North America, where you got the version of Imagination Land that was all edited together and all the swearing was in it? And it's got the bit where you hear the American soldiers, when they're back at, like, the gate base, and just hear, like, oh, it's cute little cuddly teddy bears and stuff. They're raping me! They're raping me! Which is so wrong. So funny.
Yeah.
It's just fucked up beyond belief. That's hilarious.
We better get Stick of Truth too, by the way. That's my call for this year. We better get Stick of Truth too.
Yep. Well, I'm just glad we got the first.
Better get fucking Fallout 4.
I think it'll be a 2016 game for Fallout 4.
Oh, on GoldenEye too.
Yeah.
Running on original N64 hardware. Just saying. There's one thing I would like to say when people say, when you watch people talk about modern first-person shooters, because I think it's safe to say that modern first-person shooters all hold a massive thank you to, GoldenEye for the fact that you can shoot body part, you can execute people, the sheer level of innovation in it. When people say, like, well, if you play GoldenEye now, it doesn't hold up or is half as good as you think it is. Bollocks! It is exactly as good as I think it is. It's still a fucking phenomenal and wonderful game. Plus, it has one of my favourite moments I can ever do in a video game, which is I can convince the Russian in the toilet stall at the start of the game next to me that I'm actually in there by shooting the water and pretending I'm dumping.
That's funny.
Detail. I think when I get my gameplay of it, I actually said at the start of the video, which is, by the way, if you ever find yourself stuck in the Russian silo in the Cold War, here's what you do, people. You fake dump.
Fake dump.
Oh, Ralph Marathon never end. A quick question around the table, round table question.
Alright.
We're all right?
Mm.
Right.
Just checking, because otherwise we couldn't be friends. We don't make good stuff in this country, but we made Red Dwarf, so... I always might have a stone that says, to anyone from outside of the British Isles who sees this stone, we dwarf. Just accept it. Possibly a Highlander quote, yes. You do. I wish you could watch my channel. I have a channel. I wish you could watch my channel, the Dave channel over there. It's brilliant. It's literally someone scooped the inside of my head out and said, what if Dave wanted a channel that we're called Dave and we'd just scoop his head out and put everything on he likes? So basically it's Top Gear and Red Dwarf. And Storage Hunters. And American Pickers.
Okay, what was it?
Which is storage so fake. Storage. Did you see the Storage Hunters when they came to the UK?
No.
Oh my god, that was cringe-worthy. They just bought the bloke who goes blah, 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 blah. Brought him over, and then they didn't have any of the American cast, because I'm like, wouldn't it make more sense to bring the American cast over to try and bid on storage units in this country? No, you just went out and found a group of people who were British that no one's even heard of, and were quite frankly cringe-worthy, and made us all look like Victorian chimney sweeps with bad teeth.
Wow. Oh. Alright, Storage Wars. You remember the episode where they found an NES and they thought they had some insanely rare fucking... Oh.
Yes! I was screaming at the TV. I think I said something
mental?
along the lines of, are you fucking retarded, you thick cunt?
God. Oh, Nintendo 001 is the first NES that ever came out. Guess what? Worth $10, the bastard didn't even work. Morons.
I do remember looking at
pretty
screen like it didn't work and saying, that's right, I have 2 of them, bitches. And I nicotined mine, by the way. I did that recipe you can do on the internet to make with that. What's that thing you buy in the States, in North America and Canada, where you can reverse the nicotining effect on something?
Yeah, it's like
we can't
bleach.
buy that here. Yeah, we can't buy that here. It's considered like a terrorist, quotation being a terrorist product that will be used to blow up airplanes. So I actually followed a really stupid recipe that involved bleach, baking soda. People, by the way, don't try this because I'm not giving you the proper recipe, so I'm not at fault if you lose your hair or your console. Black pepper. I made this paste up, and I actually nicotine burst. Is that even a real phrase? One of my Nezes.
Huh.
It smelled really bad for 3 days, but still works. Because I don't care what anyone says, right? The top loading, not the top loading, but like the VCR loading design was stupid, but the NES is still one of the greatest consoles in the world.
Yep.
Mm.
Playboy should feature it more often. Plus, you got the shit SNES in North America. The UK SNES was based on the Super Famicom, so we got a really sleek, smooth design. Whereas you got this angular thing that looked like a fucking Ford car from the 60s.
Yeah. And we didn't get the nice candy-colored
buttons.
Yes, but that was just it. My mate Pete, SNEStastic, YouTuber, blatant plug. He's got an American SNES, and when I went over his house and we were playing it, I do actually remember saying to him, it's in the video I played with Street Fighter, and saying, what was that candy or those sweets we had as a kid? Were they called Lilats? They were like purple Smarties. That's what your fucking control pad looks like. I don't like it.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know why American.
I got those generic USB Super Famicom controllers. I didn't want to get the purple and mauve candy-colored buttons.
Do you know what's worth a fucking stupid amount of money? In the Nintendo reward system in Japan, they actually gave you a chance. You had enough points to get a classic controller for your Wii that would plug into your Wiimote, obviously, to use. That was exactly the same as a Japanese SNES controller.
Yes,
Wow.
I've seen that. I've seen that. That's beautiful too. It has
First time
the
I
logo
saw
and
that, I
everything.
think I actually had wood. Why don't they?
Yeah, I
Why,
got a
why,
little
what
chub
is
about
it
that.
with
My old
Japanese
chap got the-
Nintendo when they don't look at the rest of the world or the West and go, "Oh, the West won't like this. Why would they like this?" Of course we would like it. This is why we like it. It's Japanese, and we never get fucking any of this shit.
Mm-hmm. I know. It seems that we get the shaft over here more than not.
Yeah, I mean, look at
There
this.
you go.
One gripe I have about us not getting what the Famicom got was all those different sound chips. We never really got access to them as like Castlevania 3. Like Namco had like 2 or 3. Konami had a bunch, and they sound amazing. And like you got sound that was on par.
Sega
The
Master System in Japan, the Model 3000, whatever it was, that had sound chips in the cartridges.
yeah,
These games have sound chips in. Yeah.
Yep. Just
Basically, I've just come to the
Yeah, I was-
conclusion from this
Yeah.
segment. Fucked. Now you understand
Yeah, the
why
Famicom
12-year-old
system
Dave
had an
imported his
excellent
Mega Drive.
I mean, we didn't get, the Mega Man Wily Wars on a physical cartridge over here.
No.
Because, well,
make a
fuck
replicas
us,
for
that's why.
Well, we never got Sin and Punishment with the N64 in this country, if I'm correct, did we? Our countries, the West.
No, we didn't. It was Japan only. It was Treasure Map. That was
It's such a good N64 game that it almost looks like a crap. This is a compliment. A crap GameCube game.
a crap arcade game at the same time.
They redubbed it for the Virtual Console release, but it does have commentary in it that makes Resident Evil 1 on the PlayStation look like a Oscar winner.
I like how you can get showing me.
Next Earth, which is Capcom. Give us new, good being the operative word here, Resident Evil game.
Really, But how about you give the fans Mega Man Legends 3?
I know. I'm friends with Ryan
Yep.
King. He's involved in the 10,000 Strong, and he still has a bit of hope that something will happen. I think Nintendo needs to take over the Mega Man franchise, really, like farm it out, license it out to Nintendo. Like Sonic has been over to Nintendo almost primarily for a while now.
Yep.
Well, they're pushing. I mean, I know it's still Sega that's making it, but they're pushing other companies' flagship characters more than theirs right now. To be perfectly honest, because right, there are Mario games, but if you look at the sheer volume of Sonic at the Olympics, or Sonic at the Winter Olympics, or Sonic fucking goes to the store to buy a fucking loaf of bread, you'd be hard pushed to, if you didn't know it, to know that Sonic wasn't Nintendo's flagship right now instead of Mario.
Yeah.
Died all the Sonic.
Yeah, was it? Well, I mean, yeah, with Mega Man as well. I mean, like he could get to have some more side-scrolling adventures and shit like that, and then they could do other things like the classic Castlevania. They could do that and have this separate from like the new Castlevania, the more grown-up Castlevania that they're doing now.
I'd say they take original NES game, keep it, not necessarily like Shovel Knight, make it do what Capcom did with the Gradius and their Castlevania games. put it into
And Mega
16-bit
Man
style
9,
graphics, but
10.
yeah, let's say I want a Castlevania game that's 16-bit-ish. That would work
Like
for
Symphony
me.
of the Night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Symphony of the Night to me
that.
is just... Oh, it's just so beautiful. You know, that Metroidvania style. That right there, keep it at that level. Don't go any further than that, and it's perfect. I actually play it on my Raspberry Pi at least once a week. You can do save states on it, so I just save as I go along playing through it. And I play it on a CRT. I don't play it on an HD TV.
See, I'm very lucky in that fact that when I do until my camera went fucking stupid and hates my TV or my new camera, I do all my gameplays on HD TV, but it looks alright. Which is fortunate because I don't own CRT telly anymore.
My dual monitor there, like I've shown in pictures on Facebook and that, it's the CRT is the primary and the flat panel is secondary on my PC. And as well, I also have the Raspberry Pi hooked into the CRT, and I have the 360 hooked into the flat panel. It's a bit of a nest behind my TVs.
Reminds me of a video Steve Benway posted up a couple of years ago, which was "Show me your telly."
Yeah, I did a response to that. I showed off my my CRT actually.
Yeah, it was funny because I have a CRT. It's in another room, but my HD TV, I had to buy the the component cable deal for the Wii for Skyward Sword. It just did not.
Oh, is that the one with like the 5 cables? You know, like the it's like an AV cable with an.
I had an aftermarket version.
Yeah, I think I bought an aftermarket version. Yeah, I had a.
That's what I had. Mine works though.
Oh yeah, it works.
It works on it works on CRT and on a HD TV. My CRT actually has component
has the
5.
Are there CRT tellies that have the 5 inputs?
Yeah, mine does. I have a Toshiba. I'm trying to remember what the name of the exact model is. I do a video on it on my channel. Actually, it's the last tube TV that Toshiba made before they switched over just to flat panels, and it's a Toshiba Color Stream. And the process separately, like the S-Video Composite and RF are all on one video bit of video hardware. The component, the YR, PBR, VR, whatever, the red, blue, and green and audio input are all handled on another set of video hardware. It just looks just played with my 360 on it. Looked beautiful. That was my Fallout TV. That's what the game's on for my 360 when I was playing through Fallout. And it looked bloody lovely. I was using official Xbox 360 cables on that little switch on the side.
Ever had in my family's house was the last CRT that Sony made, Sony Trinitron. It was such a good TV, and I remember my brother bought it off his mate and he gave it to my parents, and his mate John Paul, which forever from this day onward would be "you thick idiot," paid something like 900 quid for this in the very early 2000s, and it was literally just before the Xbox 360 came out and everything went HD. And so he bought an Xbox 360, he had to get an HD TV, and he went up to my older brother and he said, "I got to get rid of this TV." And so my older brother was like, "Do me a deal." "Nope, not cheap enough." "Nope, not cheap enough." "Nope, not cheap enough." And he ended up buying it, but it was still in guarantee for 150 quid. And he gave it to my parents, and it was the greatest TV ever. And it took 3 of us to lift it, mind. And still to this day, I would like to ask Sony, which is, when you design a TV that weighs 1/4 of a ton, why do you design the bottom of it to be basically like razors? Because that's the only bit can lift with our hands.
My one has 2 little handles in the back of it. On the very top, you can lug it around against your kit and your knees and your thighs. You can just lug it around like that.
This thing is so fucking heavy, though. I'll find a picture of it.
This thing is fairly heavy. It's like, now the horizontal adjustment capacitor is blown on mine, so I'm getting ones there that I can adjust out with the VCS video adapter I use, because it primarily uses as a monitor. And I'm gonna get it brought down to the shop because I don't want to fuck with the flyback, and I'm gonna get the fellow to swap out the caps in it because it's a good TV. It's only a little bit right now that's wrong with it, and it'll only take like a day getting to just do it sometime when I'm out and go down and pick it up again. But it's great, and I'm a component of VGA dev and actually have the input. Actually, I think Carport's that
was. What was it? Because people look at CRT now, but we had a JVC, me and my mate, that we putting together for when we flat shared, and this was around about the time of PlayStation 2. But we bought a JVC TV that was a CRT, but it was flat screen, which was unheard of then for CRT tellies, and it had this amazing thing that you would not think would be brilliant, but it would be, which was it sensed the light in the room and would dim the picture accordingly. It was like Borg. It was self-aware TV. Oh, I want that TV. I'm going to find out on HD TV's great and everything, but it's me being old and farty and nostalgic, but there is definitely something about the old days. Obviously, I'm a lot older than everyone else. When you had to plug the little orange thing into the front of the TV next to the channel to tune it in next to the button and dial it like a safe. Go like, come on, BBC One, come on, I know I can fucking find you, you bastard. It's 1983. I only have 3 channels. Throw me a fucking bone.
Damn.
Yeah, we had
this is not me going on a big rant, by the way, but you do know that PAL is technically a superior system to NTSC, but everyone was too lazy when it came to video games to use it. It's got more lines in the picture than NTSC. So when it came to releasing games in this country, they just went, oh, fuck that, we'll just letterbox it and release the NTSC version and it'll run slowly.
Wow. Yeah, because your frame rate's less than ours.
Yeah, basically, we've been punished since WW2.
What was the whole reason behind that divide, anyway, between PAL and NTSC?
They were invented by 2 different people. And in quite close to each other, but in different, sort of like a couple of years apart. And PAL and CCAM just took in Europe, and NTSC just took in North America. Although, you know what the joke is for NTSC in this country? Not so much now because HDTV, everything on HDTV runs at 60 hertz. Do you know what the joke was when people in the UK would describe NTSC if our PAL system said no, enabled properly? Our nickname was never the same colour twice. NTSC does have more washed out colours, but that might be the fact that when it comes over and they import shows to the UK from the US, then they are going to be, washed out. But all I know is that's why I buy Japanese consoles, because 50 hertz in bordered is like basically asking me to sacrifice a NAD.
Oh shit! Ugh.
It's pretty chopped down.
Oh, it's funny. Bring that reference. I listened to part of Chris Jericho's podcast, Talk is Jericho, with Lanny Poffo, Randy Savage's brother. And Lanny makes a comment that Vince McMahon has 3 balls and he has 1. He's got one, he's got a set to spare, and he's missing one. When it comes to negotiating, talking or trying to argue, something along those lines.
I was just going to say that Vince McMahon does have 3 balls. He has 2 in his sack and 1 in his mouth every time he makes a fucking decision.
Yeah. And now,
but he has good hair.
Yeah. Despite after getting it shaved at Bald at WrestleMania 23 by Donald Trump. Who, by the way, I think he just fuck right off, but...
Donald Trump's a fucking asshole who owns half of Scotland right now.
Oh my god. I want to...
I just want to meet Donald Trump and say, I know you're like a billionaire, although that's in question because your taxes are dodgy. I know you're a billionaire. I know you've done far more with your life than me, but right now, Mr. Trump, who has the better hair, me or you? It's me, isn't it?
That too. I mean, good God.
You can comb it any way. That's what I would say to you. Dude, you can comb it any way you want, but we all know you fucking lost it.
Yeah. Yeah.
His hair looks like whipped yogurt.
Yeah. Good God.
He looks like a Mr. Whippy from a McDonald's. In fact, if I ever saw him in public, I'd walk up with a giant plastic cherry and stick it on his head, and he'd go like, "What are you doing?" Just finishing the snack. All right.
Oh my God. The thing is,
I'm not joking,
Whippy
he
would
really does
probably
own
be
half
smarter than
Scotland,
Donald
right?
Trump.
I think my turd I took this morning is smarter than Donald Trump.
God, you get a guy that for years went after President Obama and his birth certificate. Really?
Yeah, I know. That's pathetic. I'm not a massive fan of Obama, but really, that's your argument right here?
Yeah. Well,
Seriously?
guess what? He was born in Hawaii, which is a state. But then, give me your long birth certificate. He gets that.
Just
show me your college records.
Yeah. Do you know what I like something to do on The Apprentice? When he goes, "You're fired," someone just to start going, "Yeah, you're a fucking prick," and lamp him in the face.
I made the fucking joke that when on the Celebrity Apprentice, I think Goldberg was on one season, and I think Maria Kanellis and somebody else. And it was like, I could see Trump firing Goldberg, and he just leaps across the table and spears him through the fucking And then Joey Styles comes in and he goes, "Oh my God!"
Do you know the UK equivalent, The Apprentice, has Alan Sugar, who is Amstrad, and you know, I wouldn't say a billionaire, a millionaire. But what always made me laugh, which is I would love to be one of the contestants when he goes, "You're fired," and I'd like to say, no, Mr. Sugar, hang on 1 second. First of all, your hair looks like pubes. Second of all, right, you released an 8-bit console against 16-bit computers, the Mega Drive and the SNES. You re-released your Amstrad without a keyboard. I'm sorry, you don't get to make business calls. I believe you are in fact the person who should be fired.
Wow.
Dumbass.
Nice. Just brought it.
I can't believe that he's able to buy out Sinclair, though.
Really not. Yeah, that's because of Sinclair's stupid car thing.
I see a tear down of that thing, eh?
Oh,
some
God.
people, there were some
miss
enthusiasts.
Sinclair. Do you know there's a Sinclair 16-bit computer that's rare as rock? It's made by Amstrad, but it's rare as rocking horse shit.
Wow.
It's as powerful as an Atari ST. And I think there are only like 4 games made for it.
Shit, that's way less limited than the Virtual Boy library.
I'm trying to think now. Somebody said as well, I think Timex Sinclair games run on a ZX.
Yeah, but they were not the other way around, though. European games won't run on a Timex Sinclair. But then that's on my list of holy grails, because if I had a Timex Sinclair in this country, I'm pretty sure I could turn water into wine and float 6 inches above the sea.
Nice.
Nick, I'm old.
Yeah.
You just delve through my older videos and look at my Spectrum videos and just understand that in this country the Spectrum was just the greatest gaming machine ever. Because it was affordable, basically. Sorry, mate.
Wasn't that what you played was it Roadrunner on?
Yeah.
Yeah, the ZX Spectrum, nice.
It's really, really limited, but they just, the people who programmed for it loved it so much and just did so many things outside of the box to get like arcade games on it and stuff.
People even program copies
the version of Chase HQ on that game is the best version, period, over any PC Engine, NES, Master System, Atari ST, Amiga. The best version of Chase HQ is on ZX Spectrum.
Nice.
It's black and white, or monochromic, but it's just that little box. Oh, I want to be buried with mine.
I want to get my hands on a Specky and get a little MP3 player loaded up.
You can do the SD
I had a
card
VIC
mod,
20
by the way.
Yeah, I may do that. I grew up with a Commodore VIC 20. That's what we had, and then I upgraded to a Tandy 1000 RL.
Did the VIC 20 have the slot on the back like the Commodore 64 where you could actually plug in cartridges?
Yep. That's what we had growing up. We had like 6 of them. It was not too bad. There were like those text-based games, and this one we had Home Babysitter, and there's another one that Alley Cat game was on it, and you can get like Pac-Man shit like that. It was about when I really look at gameplay side by side, it was about like a BBC Micro.
I thought it was slightly more powerful than that.
Oh yeah, no, I just mean like graphically, like the games looked a lot the same.
Because as you understand, as a Spectrum lover, that the BBC Micro after the Commodore 64 was my big enemy.
Isn't Benway big like the Acorn game stuff, like the Electron?
Yeah, but yeah. The Acorn is the knockdown version of
the Micro.
BBC. If you want to see an amazing movie and it's on YouTube in its entirety, this is what makes me laugh about
Microman.
Microman is amazing.
I love it. I watch it at least once a month.
Watch Microman. It's the history of British computers and how they existed and why they fought and competed against each other. Because people forget this, and there's not many things I can be proud of in this country, but people forget that in the early 80s, the United Kingdom was the biggest manufacturer of computers in the world, over Japan, over everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden we woke up one day and just went, let's stop being innovative and being boring shit and just make soap operas that we can sell to the rest of the world. Oh, and Doctor Who.
And Doctor Who.
We'll
just ride the coattails of Doctor Who for the rest of our lives.
Hashtag, did you see my picture of my sonic screwdriver picture, though?
I saw that.
Hashtag Dave for next Doctor.
Nice.
There you go. Sexy. My mate at work looked at me and just said, "Why are you fucking buying that?" I went, "Why not?" He goes, "What does it do?" I went, "It does this."
It does this.
And what more does it need to do? What do you fucking want from it? Now you go home and you put your Game of Thrones box set in, and I'll sit at home and wave my sonic screwdriver around and be happy. All right.
Just don't put out your eye.
I can, but it looks like a hearing aid. Looks like I should check my ears with it. I love Doctor Who. We don't give the world much. We gave you the ZX Spectrum in Doctor Who. You're welcome. Gents, shall we wrap this up?
Yeah.
I feel we've waffled. I've had a massive amount of fun tonight, I'm not going to lie. Welcome back next week, Mr. Burhan, but I have enjoyed it tonight as well.
Yeah, we pretty much...
Why did he miss tonight's show? Because he's got to get up early. Because you'll back me up on this, Nick. Last time I checked, the bloke doesn't fucking sleep.
Yeah, dude, he doesn't fucking sleep. It's ridiculous. But...
He reminds me of Rob Lowe's character in Thank You for Smoking, the agent. And he's like up in the middle of the night, he calls Buddy, and he's just like, "Man, when do you ever sleep?" "On Sundays."
It's good he's got a day allocated. I like to think that Burr has a bat cave somewhere where he hangs upside down. Shall we do plugs, ladies and gentlemen?
All right.
Plugs, sorry. There's no ladies here because this is a very blokey show.
Sean, where can we find you?
Okay, well, you can find me on YouTube at youtube.com/users/Dietless79, DAIATLUS79.
Can I subscribe? I'm trying to find your channel, but I can't. Send me a link.
Well, I will.
So I can share the love. So I can share the HIV. Sorry, people. You have
Dave's goal in life is give the AIDS back to the monkeys.
That was a really bad joke. I do apologise, but slightly quite funny.
Yeah, you can find also my Twitter and my Instagram are the same, Dietless79, and I'm on Facebook as well, Sean Michelin. You'll see me bouncing around some posts and that. I'm in a lot of the different groups. Yep. Heavy Console Gamer especially. I like posting in there.
I heard you like posting, but remember, when you post, you got to be careful because you don't want children. Put a bum.
Dave, where can we find you?
You can find me in my heart, my child. Sorry. You can find me on Lawn Boys post 1975 on YouTube if you like retro games and shit like that. And quite frankly, right now, any random bollocks, come and check me out. And you can find me on Facebook as Lawn Boys space post.
Yeah, you don't have to go right there on Facebook.
I got rid of it because I didn't know you had to. So yeah, awesome. I had to put space between post and Lawn Boys, but I kind of like it because I don't like. I got no problem with being me, but I just I don't know. This sounds really arrogant now, but kind of like the fact that Lawn Boys is kind of what I'm recognised for. So I'd rather be that if that makes sense. Oh, Nick, will you be a guest this Wednesday?
I will.
Sweet, sexy. It's a show about nothing. And I really do need to talk to Burhan about this because if you read this every time he posts it up on Facebook, it goes, "It's a really big show." No, Burhan, that's not what I asked you to call it. I asked you to call it, "It's a really big shoe." You got it wrong. That'd be awesome if you can come on. And also, Sean, you're more than welcome to come on.
Oh yeah, I gotta check my schedule this week. I forgot to take a copy of it with me from work. I'm gonna give you guys.
The deal is this, people. It's just have some ideas in your head, kind of like tonight, really. Hey, we just done a dress rehearsal. Like tonight, just it's about nothing apart from what's on your mind. That's why it's called a show about nothing.
Trying to keep
Don't sue me, Jerry Seinfeld.
Trying to keep it towards games, but obviously podcast tangent go hand in hand like fat on Honey Boo Boo's mother.
Yeah.
God.
You try not to
Jabba the Hutt's sister.
Prom night, but you just can't help yourself.
Oh my god.
I think I can sum up tonight's evening. Mr. Nick, you ready?
Yep.
Twins, Basil. Twins. Job done.
Yeah.
Job done.
Alright, I gotta do a lot of plugging here. You actually find Cole over at Cole Annoying Knob on Twitter, and if I'm wrong on that, which I don't think I am, but if I am, I'll just link all the stuff down below. He's also on the Hey Listen Gaming Podcast. That is on hiatus right now. We're waiting on Zach CRPG's computer. Is either his or Cole's.
I'll be a guest.
Yeah, we'll have to get you guys on at some point once we get back into it.
Look at me, I'm such a whore.
Yeah. Not as bad as the
$4 in my ass and I'll dance for you, bitch.
Yep. But you can find that over on Pete's Game Room Forum. It's got its own little dedicated sub-forum. You can find Burhan at nerdgenius.com. You can find him on Michael Burhan Facebook. Same thing.
Burhan and the Boy.
Burhan and the Boy every Wednesday night. You can find me, Dave, Burhan, and Brandon Ligon on Slamcast every Friday night. So go check out Burhan's Nerd Genius YouTube channel, all that. We're still waiting on him to put up the WWE 2K15 review, by the way.
I'm still waiting on that. I keep bugging his ass on it.
No, it's like...
Because I put it on the 360. I want to see what it fucking looks like next gen.
Yeah, it looks pretty fucking good. Oh, here were the plugs. I completely lost my fucking train of thought. Plugs. Oh, I got gameplay shirts.
We still need to have, by the way, a Mario Kart 8 race.
Yes. I got gameplay shirts. Yep. On teespring.com/I got gameplay shirts. We have, do I have it up right now? 11 days left. We need 58 more to actually print these motherfuckers. So you will not get charged unless we meet our reserve.
How much money would it cost me if I buy 58?
In the UK, was it like, I think it's like $10 in the UK, right? Like 15 everywhere else.
500 quid. Fuck.
Yeah. So, yeah, spread the
That's
link.
half my paycheck.
We need people to buy these shirts. I mean, 'cause I want Slamcast shirts. God damn it.
Yeah, me too. And also, if this works, I want Lawn Boys Post 975 shirts.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Not sure anyone will fucking wear them, but I just want them for me.
Just have your own shirt, yeah. And you can find...
Well, it is though, isn't it? That's what basically comes down to, which is, I don't care if anyone wants to buy it, I just want my own shirt out there. It makes me feel like a big man.
Oh, man. Anyway, you can find me over on YouTube at the Gaming Pegasus 187. You can find me on Twitter at Gaming Pegasus 187. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Xbox Live. You can find me on the Wii U, and you can find me on WWE Supercard at Pegasus 187. I'm very close to getting the Epic Undertaker card from this week's Road to Glory. I actually pulled another one from Exhibition, so I'll be able to throw that bastard. And
don't
finally, my
forget
last
to fight the baby Jesus.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm joking because I'm not religious.
But then it's funny, man. Last King of the Ring, I pulled the legendary Triple H and legendary Batista, so I got my second Batista. Triple H is in the next Road to Glory tier. He's a legendary, so I end up getting 2 more legendary pros. But you can also find me on PlayStation Network at the Extreme Enigma. So yeah, check out the Retro Unlim channel.
And you find him in your heart.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep. And usually somewhere around Great Falls drinking a beer, depending on the day.
It feels like indigestion, but it's not. It's Nick.
Yeah. I'm there just not giving a fuck, which I'm the master at. But yeah, by the time this goes up, Super Bowl will already be done for those that care about it. So
I do, and I can't watch it. It's not fair.
Oh god, that's such shit. Oh.
I want to watch it more tomorrow night, right? Or tonight. Then I want to watch the Premiership results. Because it's an event. It's so big and huge. It's like my penis, but in sports form. Sorry.
Oh. By the way, on Slamcast, how have we not gotten another Creek Page moment of the week?
Oh, yeah. I'm saving it for here.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
I think I've pretty much plugged everything of Burhans I need. He's on Twitter at Michael Burhan, Facebook.
Silent Hill.
Silent Hill, that's right. The Silent Hill Genesis project. I think he's still working on that Kickstarter. We talked about that.
I'm still waiting for him to post a link on my fucking Facebook page.
I know. This is hopefully that I want to see get off the ground, man.
I do as well. Plus, also, he did, fulfill a lifelong dream of mine, which is he made me a peeled baby.
Wow.
Yeah. For those you don't know, there were like skin babies in the original Silent Hill game on the PlayStation, and it was a lifelong dream of mine. I kept bugging Burhan for fucking months, saying, "Make me a skin baby, make me a skin baby." And then one day he did, and I was like, "Oh, awesome! I'm a skin baby." Probably it would hurt. Don't put me in a bag of salt, but. Yes. Plus, Nick, I think we're forgetting that he's got lovely brown eyes and wonderful eyelashes.
Yep.
Yes, he does.
The man that never sleeps. Although I think he's sleeping right now because he's got a filming to do in the morning.
Gotta look purty.
Yep. Oh man, I think that pretty much does it. Off the wall, tangent-filled, random, winged it.
Well, I tell you should call this "When Burhan's Away, the Mice Will Play."
There's our title. There we go. I meant to remember that.
Squeak, squeak.
Come back, Burhan. We love you. Well, I've had fun. Honestly, guys, I've had a massive amount of fun tonight. It's been really, 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 really awesome.
Yep. All right, end this thing before we go on for another 20 minutes. Anyway.
If you were female, I'd plow you both to a booze and try and have sex with you. Bad joke.
God. Anyway, for Sean Michelin...
You're not going to have to worry about
it. Yeah. Anyway, for Sean, Dave, and myself, we've got gameplay. Have you?